And so today, we're here. We've done a lot in the high schools. And part of what we've done in the high schools, we actually have now training, civics training, for teachers. If they go through the training, they get a $3,000 bonus. So this is something that's really hitting key aspects, particularly of the founding of the country, some of the debates that went in to crafting the Constitution, and that is something that's very important to have as a foundation. If you understand all that stuff, you know, most of the stuff that's happened in the last 200 some years grow out of the application of those principles. I mean, you know, when Lincoln was standing there, you know, at Gettysburg, he was hearkening back to the Declaration of Independence. You know, when we were fighting World War II, you know, we were fighting for a free society against Nazi Germany. When Martin Luther King was on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, I have a dream. What was he citing? He was citing the Declaration of Independence. And so these principles are enduring, they're really universal, and they've really animated most of the key aspects of history. So that's what we're able to do in that. And then now with a knowledge-based civics curriculum in high school, the question is how can we link that to some of our workforce training and workforce development? And that's what we're here to be able to do today. So today, what we're doing is really a one-of-a-kind workforce program to help students who may want to be involved in different types of government service. We are awarding $6.5 million to launch 3 civics academies here at FSCJ, one at Polk State College, and one at Broward State College. And so what these are going to do, they are actually going to partner with their local school districts. Students can enter the program as early as 9th grade, and over the course of the next 6 years, 4 in high school, 2 at the state college, they will be provided the knowledge base and the tools to potentially have a career in public service. They will be linking students with things like apprenticeships, internships. This is stuff that, I mean, think about the applications here. Someone that wants to go into local government and become like a county manager, people that want to work in a state agency, you know, what kind of a foundation are they having? And this is really what we're providing here, the ability for them to really excel. And if you go through a lot of this and you choose to do other stuff, this is still going to be very helpful for what you're going to be doing, because you're going to be. So these 3 civics career academies will launch with 1,000 students basically a year from now, August of 2023. So they're going to have opportunities to get everything ready. They're going to have opportunities to notify people that this is out there. And I think there's going to be a lot of interest in being able to do this. And so if you think about the different applications, whether it's local government, state government, I mean, it could be someone that eventually wants to go into law enforcement or wants to be a prosecutor. There's a whole host of different things that this is going to be very, very good for. So I'm proud to be able to do this. We have I have the check here, so if we want to have the presidents come, we can do a quick photo with this, and then we'll let some other folks talk about it. Take that. I don't know if that'll cash, but you can try.
We'll try.
So we're excited about this, and you know, we have had we did the 8th grade civics announcement I think about 2 weeks ago. You know, we saw increases across the board, regardless of demographic, in civics knowledge, and so I think that that's really good. I mean, it helps when kids are actually in school over the last 2 years, which was not the case in some of these other states. So we're going to continue to build off that, but we think that we've got a lot of good momentum going. This takes that beyond K-12 and really brings it into the first couple years of being in a post-secondary program. So thanks for being willing to take up the charge here at FSCJ and Polk and Broward, and I think this is really going to be innovative, and I bet you there's going to be states around the country that are going to be copying the model that we're doing here today. And with that, we will hear from Dr. Avendano.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you, Governor. And again, it's always a pleasure and an honor to have you on our campus. We always appreciate the leadership and the commitment that our governor has shown for education in the state of Florida. So again, thank you very, very much. wasn't going to interrupt that, trust me. So on behalf of the Board of Trustees, our faculty, staff, and most importantly, our students, I want to welcome all of you here to FSCJ today. I'm Dr. John Avendano, President of Florida State College, and before I get started, I do want to do a couple of more just really quick introductions. We do have with us today two of my trustees. I want to introduce to you Mr. Wayne Young, Vice Chair from Duval County. And then our long-serving trustee from also from Duval County, Tom McGee. And I think Mike Bell was going to try to make it here. He was my board chair. I don't know if he snuck in, but if not, that's okay. Again, also we want to introduce, we have some special partners in education who are here with us today, and I want to introduce them as well. So we have with us our friends in education, the superintendents from Duval and Nassau County, Dr. Diana Green, and Dr. Kathy Burns. And while he's been introduced once, I think it's a privilege to be able to do this again as well. And I want to introduce for the first time here at FSCJ as our recently appointed Florida Department of Education Commissioner, Mr. Manny Diaz, Jr. Again, I thank them and I thank all of our elected officials who are here today for the support that they've given the college in the 3 years that I've been here. Tomorrow will mark my 30-year anniversary. We have really benefited significantly from the leadership from the governor's office and from this state, from truck driving, cybersecurity, and now civics education. So again, a deep thank you to all of you who've made that happen. And as the governor was saying, the preservation of our society is based on a deep understanding of our civic role in our respective communities. A knowledgeable, well-informed, and engaged citizenry is vital for our success at all levels in all communities. And the preservation of our communities is based on the strength of our collective workforce with solid careers and responsiveness to business and industry in all of our areas. But when you bring those two factions together, you get a community that flourishes, you get a community that advances and strengthens as an overall region. And for that to happen, you need leadership. You need leadership at all areas, you need an engaged citizenry, and that's what we have with this program. The Florida Civic Literacy Excellence Initiative and Career Pathways Grant will partner 3 state colleges, as you've heard, with our respective high schools to provide a civics-based high school curriculum that will lead to relevant workforce certifications and leadership in career pathway opportunities in our areas. In addition, the grant's going to provide professional development for our K-12 teachers through training, professional development, and classroom supportive types of opportunities for each and every one of them in our K-12 system. And so I am thankful for the excellent leadership that both Duval and Nassau counties have done with our representative superintendents who are here today, and I greatly appreciate their leadership and their involvement in higher education and making sure that our citizens and their high school graduates receive a future here in our area. So FSCJ is this community's college, just as Polk State College and Broward are for their respective communities, and I often say that our graduates, they stay, they live, they work, and they contribute back into our communities. And the Civics Career Pathways Academies will be a significant part of this overall ecosystem. It will develop a civically engaged, highly skilled workforce and will prepare our students for jobs in state and local government. It will be careers that give back to our community, and who knows, maybe someday they will be presidents of your local state colleges. Right? Our career and technical education programs in the areas of IT and cybersecurity, which are located in this building, healthcare, business, public accounting, paralegal studies, and so many others will be provided the opportunity to train for high-wage jobs and who are in demand, and they would align again with the workforce of our respective communities. So again, thank you to Dr. Angela Falconetti for bringing us on as one of the sub-awardees for this exciting program. Thank you again, Governor, for your leadership in education, and I appreciate your time here today. And last but not least, I appreciate all of you being here today and see us continue to grow as an overall community. Thank you.
I'm good, yep. Okay, from Polk State College, Dr. Angela Falconetti.
Well, Governor DeSantis, I extend my gratitude on behalf of the Polk State College District Board of Trustees, our students, our faculty, and our staff, much like our grants director who's here today for this grant. Catherine Smith, please raise your hand. And I see our Chancellor of Career and Technical Education, Kevin O'Farrell, thank you for being here. Along with Commissioner, I do want to say Commissioner, Manny Diaz, thank you. He continues to exceed expectations for our Florida college system. But Governor, today is about celebrating your commitment to workforce education, and in particular, in the acceleration of workforce education throughout our state. If you don't already know, our governor established a goal to ensure that Florida becomes #1 in the nation in workforce education by 2030. And we at the Florida college system are going to ensure that we exceed his expectations. And by the way, President Avendano, president, as he said, of Florida State College in Jacksonville, has become a dear friend and a very strong member of the Council of Presidents, for which I now serve as immediate past president. I want to thank the District Board of Trustees of Florida State College at Jacksonville and the faculty and staff who organized today's event for your great support. I am a Jacksonville native, born and raised right here in Jacksonville, Florida, and have two parents who attended Florida State College at Jacksonville when it was originally called Florida Junior College after they exiled from Cuba. So I'm thrilled to be here, and many, many more stories, just as I was an adjunct here. So again, I'm so proud of your leadership. Today marks history for our state because of our governor. As we celebrate his dedication to preparing students for mid to high wage occupations in critical fields, as Dr. Avendano noted, and our governor noted, in fields such as public administration, civil service, and local and state government, through establishing, as Dr. Avendano coined, the Career and Technical Education Training Initiative for future local and state employees. This training initiative is a collaboration between the Florida Department of Education, thank you, Commissioner, also the University of Central Florida's Lou Fries Institute, Polk State College is mentioned, Florida State College at Jacksonville, and Broward College, and important, very important, our local school districts. To develop these civic career academies that have been mentioned, they will be implemented in our communities, as our governor noted, in August of 2023, in 1 year. Polk State, in partnership with Polk County Public Schools, will develop civics careers academies to build an integrated, seamless program of study in the government and public administration discipline, from high school through post-secondary education. We will also partner with local businesses and government entities in program design and delivery. Polk is the fastest growing county in Florida and is one of the fastest in the nation, with the cities of Haines City and Davenport growing most rapidly. I am proud that Polk State initiated phase 1 of planning for a development of a future campus in Haines City, Davenport, to bring critical workforce training programs in areas such as health sciences, supply chain and logistics, hospitality management, and education to this area in partnership with businesses such as Advent Health and Balmoral Resorts, Florida. We continue, just as FSCJ and Broward, to have exceptional business partnerships to continue to advance 5 fields. First, advanced manufacturing. In this field, the Mosaic Apprenticeship Program in Bartow trains more than 260 individuals for this Fortune 500 company. This has been occurring since 2007. Nucor Steel, the largest steel manufacturer in the United States, training more than 40 new employees to its open facility now in Frostproof. Florida Can Manufacturing in Winter Haven, training more than 300 employees in areas including certified production technician, automated systems, and mechanical and electrical troubleshooting for this international company. Second, in health sciences and first responder programs exceeding state and national certification examinations. For example, corrections, 100% pass rate, law enforcement, 100%, emergency medical services, paramedic, 100%, respiratory care, 100%. I could keep bragging, but I'm sure Dr. Avendano has very similar outcomes here. Many more, such as cardiovascular technology, 100% passage rate. Third, and this is very important to our commissioner and our governor, in meeting the statewide and national teacher shortage, the 130 graduates of Polk State's baccalaureates in elementary and early childhood education yield a 98% pass rate of the certification exam and serve over 45 of our public schools in Polk County. Fifth, in public administration, Polk State customized a leadership development program in public administration, much like the one we're talking about today, for the city of Winter Haven, serving approximately 45 employees in the municipality. since 2020. And I'd be remiss if I didn't spotlight a business partnership that we have with Legoland Resort of Florida, in which 60 students have had the opportunity to benefit from internships. And in addition to that, we continue to see that they are provided the opportunity to attend Polk State at no cost as a result of a donation from Legoland. And now, today, we won't begin, we will continue working tirelessly to be a statewide leader in the Career and Technical Education Training Initiative for future local and state employees. And Governor, we assure you that our work will lead to a premier national model in civics career pathways. I continue to share everywhere I go that our governor is our workforce governor, and he continues to inspire us. Thank you, Governor.
Thank you. Now, if Legoland has internship slots for age 5 and under, I can talk to the First Lady about it because I know we'd have some takers in my household. All right, Manny Diaz, Commissioner of Education.
Thank you, Governor, and we're so thankful to be in the state of Florida today, where we have a governor who understands the importance of civics education and the confidence and the skills that is required to keep our democratic republic going. So thank you, Governor, for your leadership and your support. As the governor mentioned, Florida's leading the way in civics education, with almost 70% of our students achieving civics proficiency, with African Americans, Hispanics, and students from economically disadvantaged families leading those performance gains in our state. Today's announcement expands Florida's outstanding civics achievements into the workforce space, because having individuals who have the knowledge and training to be able to step into the jobs at our local government, at our state government, having those skills to understand how our government was formed in the beginning in order to step into those roles and understand the skills that it takes, including hard skills like certification exams such as project management and Scrum, advanced Microsoft Office, Adobe, and a variety of other industry certifications that are relevant to career service. We need to have students and those leaving school and going into the workforce that are prepared with the hard skills, but not only that, the civic understanding of what they're going into in order to keep our government going the way that it's supposed to function. As the governor mentioned, we anticipate enrolling over 1,000 students in the 23-24 academic year, with this next year being a ramp up to that with various activities going on, and the Lou Fry Institute at the University of Central Florida creating the curriculum for some of these courses. So we cannot neglect our local and state government when it comes to having qualified individuals to get into those slots. This innovative program here today secures Florida's future for the next generation. So we're putting civics back into civil service thanks to the leadership of Governor DeSantis. Thank you, Governor.
How you doing, man? Good to see you. How much has paper gone up in the last year?
Logistics has increased the price of it, just because it's having a hard time moving from the mills into the distribution areas, which is why I'm really happy for the trucking program.
Oh, yeah.
Here, because you can't see a truck on the road that doesn't have a hiring drivers on it.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, these truck drivers are getting $15,000 signing bonuses to start. Walmart is 6 figures to start as a truck driver. And, you know, we're really trying to get ahead of this. I mean, it's obviously a pressing need now, but, you know, we're going even above and beyond trying to recruit people, because you look, a lot of the truck drivers are going to retire in the next 10, 20 years. I mean, you're going to end up having massive shortages. So we're trying to get ahead of that by providing good pathways for folks. It's not an easy job, and it does require skills, and it's something that requires a lot of effort, and it's not always the most necessarily friendly job in terms of having a normal workday, but you know, it is right now lucrative, and I think will continue to be given the strong demand that we have, you know, in the supply chain. I also want to just say, you know, we've got some folks, Jacksonville, you know, the port when those ships were in California, we came and said, hey, come to Florida. You've seen big increases in a lot of our ports. We had a company, relocate from Long Beach here, and so they've really done a good job in this part of the state and others with our ports to help alleviate. I mean, there's still problems with this, but we're better off as a result of what Florida's been able to do to step up and to try to get these goods moving around. There's more to do, but it's not necessarily the easiest thing when you have accelerating inflation nationwide. I mean, I think that they had said there was not going to be any inflation in 2021. The White House did, even though they were printing all this money and had done a major effort to crimp energy production in the United States. How come it's wrong to produce our own oil and gas here, but you can go to Saudi Arabia and fist bump to try to get it from Saudi? I mean, it makes no sense that we wouldn't do it. We have opportunities here to be energy independent and not have to worry about any of these other countries, and yet they're intentionally not doing it. And you can't run a modern economy on windmills. You just can't do it. So we do a lot of solar in Florida. It is a complement. It does not displace the traditional forms of energy. And so now we're in a situation, they're bragging that gas has gone down over the last however many weeks. It's still over $4. Like, I had never seen it over $4 my whole life living here. So, I mean, it's really, but that is the problem. It's just when you're cranking the printing presses, you're making energy more expensive, that creates an upward pressure on all of this stuff. And so the acceleration from May to June that we saw at the end of June, not only was, they said it wouldn't happen, then they said it was a blip, then they said it would peak soon. It still didn't peak even after that. And so that's really making it difficult for a lot of people to make ends meet. I mean, you can have opportunities for more income. You get a 9-10% pay increase, and that's wiped out immediately with the Biden inflation. So it's a big problem, and certainly from a supply chain perspective, some of the stuff with the insanity with the COVID policies have been a huge problem, over the years. I mean, just think about it. Like, you can't even go into Canada without producing medical papers. I mean, how ridiculous is this that they're still trying to cling to all this stuff? But I think all this has had a real serious impact. In Florida, when they wanted to impose, COVID shot mandates, we stopped it. I mean, we made sure that people wouldn't lose their job over this. It's wrong. And it was so, I think, it irked me because, we very early in 21, we said, no government COVID vax mandate for school children or for government agencies like police and fire. They wanted to take some of these police officers and firefighters who'd been working the whole time during COVID and then all of a sudden fire them because they didn't get a shot. Many of them have already had COVID anyways and had infection-conferred immunity. And the same thing with the nurses. They wanted to fire these nurses who were just basically doing a good job, just want to be able to make decisions. And we saved a lot of jobs there as well, but particularly with the truckers. If we had not done what we done, you would have had truckers that some of them just would have retired. If they would have been put to the choice, they just would have retired. They were not going to bend the knee. And that would have been a huge disruption throughout the state of Florida. And so we were right to make sure that we were doing that. And, with the school children, we saw that very early on, over a year and a half ago, and made sure that parents were protected. They want to do like Biden, he's criticizing Florida because we're recommending against jabbing these 6-month-old babies. There's no evidence that says that has been effective. And the thing is even though they've been prattling about this, parents nationwide, the uptake is like 2% nationwide. And, some of that, if you take out, some of the states that have higher, the average state's like 1.5%. So parents are seeing this. They understand that this was flimsy data. They understood that it should not have gotten emergency use authorization. They understand that kids are very low risk. And most of these kids have had COVID by now. And so they're making those informed decisions. We said people can do what they want, but we are not recommending it, and we are not doing any programs. And of course, we have provided substantive protections for parents so that they can't do what they try to do in California, deny a kid an education based on a COVID shot. That's wrong, and so we're happy to stand up for that. Okay, any questions? Yeah, no, I mean, if, I haven't seen those emails. I have heard about it. It's wrong. I mean, at the end of the day, to use somebody's logo and use their name and act like that it's coming, people are supporting me when it's really going other, that's a fraud on the donor, and that is wrong. Interestingly on this, I got accused by some of these people on one of these shows about, he's raising all this, people want to donate to him, and they tried to say that, like, we had auto donate where it keeps going every month. We do not do that in my mind. You donate, fine. You can click a button to make it auto. We do not do that auto because we don't want people to have these charges if that's not something they didn't agree with. So they tried to act like I was doing that. And then some of these media went and they said, wait a minute, he's not doing that. So they were lying about that. We do not do that. At the end of the day, we have folks who, some people are on fixed income, very limited, and they will donate a certain amount, and that's very meaningful. Not everybody has the capacity to write these big. So you see that, and so we're very good stewards, but we would never do automatic unless you personally, as the contributor, press that button. And so I think it's very important, particularly as Republicans, when you're raising money amongst your own people, that you're doing that in a way that has honesty. And so if my name is being used to trick people into providing donations for something that they don't necessarily want to do, that is definitely wrong. All right, guys, I'm going to stay in town tonight. I'm speaking at the Lincoln dinner, so take care.